Hey y'all, welcome back to Spirit of the Outdoors. Today I got a little project that I'm going to work on. I've got a cooler that I am fixing to turn into a bait tank. Now I have a couple of reasons I'm doing this. Number one, the bait tank I was using before was a smaller square cooler. Handles had done come off, I had to drill holes in it, put ropes in it. It wasn't really big enough, the lid didn't seal good, several problems. The next thing is I had an aerator mounted on the outside with the two rubber hose going inside, and they was hooked to those stones that created the air bubbles. Well, every time Brody would dip bait out of it, he would knock those loose because he just, he's a kid and he don't know any better. And despite trying to teach him not to, he still does it. Well, the bait would start dying while we were fishing, running jugs, running lines, whatever. So I wanted to fix something that's a little more to where he's not apt to knock everything loose. The next thing is I need one with a plug on it that I can plug into 12-volt system, like what we call a cigarette lighter plug. I've got one in my boat and I have one in the back of my Honda Pioneer. So what I want to be able to do is I've got a couple of things. The other day when I filmed the fishing video with the bowfin, whenever I caught them, you have to keep them alive. Well, by the time I got home, 2 of those fish were dead, which was not a problem. They died. I come home and I cooked. But what it stopped me from doing was being able to cook later in the evening. If I had been able to have kept them fish alive longer, then I could have cooked later in the day, but I had to cook immediately as soon as I got home, which wasn't a problem, but it wasn't the ideal what I had planned. The next thing is I'm fixing to start stocking my dad-in-law's pond with some crappie. So I want to catch them from different places, put them in here and keep them alive and carry them and put them in his pond. I'm probably not going to put but about 20, 25 crappie in there. But I need to make sure I've got them alive and healthy when I do put them in there. So I've already got everything. I've been waiting till I got everything here to put this together. It's probably not going to be perfect. And I'll explain it as we go. So let's get started on this. Okay, so what I have here is this is a bilge pump. And I'm just going to set this in the bottom. So let me explain a little of what my plan is as I go. None of this is screwed into anything. I've got some little sticky deals that stick on here. I ordered a kit when I was securing wires to my boat. And these are by 3M and they seem to stick really good. And I've had this one in there stuck and it is, you're not just bumping it loose. So then it zip ties. It's got a tray of zip ties here. And that is what you can secure your lines and stuff to there without drilling holes, because I don't want to make holes in here if not necessary. So and the reason I could cut this off right here, put my bilge pump right there. I don't want to do that for the reason of I want to be able to unhook this line and possibly stick it over the side of the boat. I'll back this up to the boat, be able to stick this over in the water to pump this full of lake water. Or if I want to get over there close to the edge of a pond, if I'm fishing with it in the back of my buggy, and stick it down in the water and effectively suck water out of there. So I will have to put a clamp here. I do know that. And a clamp on this. So I've got to locate some clamps. I had this in there. I had to take my heating gun and heat that up to make all of this stuff flexible to fit. So that is going to go down in there like this. And it's going to be fastened into place with these zip ties and with friction wedged kind of in there. So it'll only be zip tied across here and across here. This we're going to take over here and we're going to drill holes in this so that it blows the water back down into there. So then we have a 12-volt plug right here I've actually got 2 of them that we've got to wire on here. So I'm not happy with the length of this. So we're going to add some wire too. I'm going to get some more wire because I want to make sure I got plenty of room to plug this up to whatever. Because when you got too much, you can always roll it up and stick a zip tie on it or something. It ain't a big deal. So we'll put an extension on there, and then we'll mount these plugs on it. And it's got the fuses, everything. I got all of this on Amazon, the bilge pump, everything. We're going to do these holes. So this is not stationary. I have not glued anything, and I'm probably not going to glue everything. So all I got to do is start drilling holes in a straight line anywhere, and then I can twist them to where I want them. And this is 1/8. I'm going to put them about an inch apart. So the first problem I ran into is I couldn't find a clamp long enough. So I am putting 2 clamps together. I felt like most of y'all probably knew this trick, but in case somebody didn't. Now I've got a big clamp out of 2. So let me get this in there. Tell you what, before I do that, let's hook our wires up to it. And then we'll go to mounting stuff, because I think it'll be easier to hook wires and do the wiring standing. So I went and found some heavy duty copper wire I had around there. Oh Lord, I ain't got time to untape all of that. It is some wire I had left over from a project days gone by. Some of y'all probably know what it is, but it will work. I want this, let's make it plenty long, because we're gonna, it could slide around in the buggy. The last thing we want is wires getting jerked loose. If I want to pick it up and set it out of the boat onto the ground before I think about, oh, I got to unplug it, I don't want to jerk my wires loose. So let's get this all did. See what clamps I've got. I'm hoping I've got still got some heat shrink clamps, but I bet I do not no longer. About know now I used them up. I should have ordered. So y'all, I'm gonna put these on there for right now. I'm gonna come back and put heat shrink over this. So I will put one continuous piece of heat shrink. It won't be like I'm putting 2 separate pieces, because I really won't be able to put 2 separate pieces once these are crimped together, because this one wire so make sure the them's on there good. I always check, because too many times you crimp something and go to wrapping it up. Alright, it ain't coming apart. So now I'm going to put some temporary tape on here. Temporary. Y'all don't do like this. Y'all go get them heat shrink things and use them first. Don't plan to come back and do it because you won't never do it. Don't do as I do, do as I say. Okay? Alright. Now, we got that. Now we have plenty of wire for this thing. I can plug it, unplug it, do anything I want to do with it. Alright. So we got our cigarette lighter plugs, what I call that. Y'all call it what you want to, I don't know. This has got heat shrink on this end of this. So both of these are female, and both of these are going to be male. I really ain't a fan of them connections because you're going to be pulling on them, but hey, that's what they sent me, and that's what I'm going to use. They did send a couple of extra ones in case something goes south. So you just bend them over. I don't know how I'm doing this without my glasses on. I guess by feel. Okay. Well, them things there don't plug together, them rubber deals. Oh well. We'll figure that out later. So we've got power to the thing. I want to put my clamp on there. Fit that in there. I want them wires behind that. I don't want them behind that. I want them in front of that. I want them in front of that. Okay. So first off, we need to tighten this up a good bit. All right. That keeps getting behind there. Dink wants that. Let's go ahead and get that tilted down for the way we want it. So these things here, you just stick them into place. Don't skimp on it. Alright, y'all, I am filling it up with water hose water for right now just so we can test it. See if it's gonna work. I plugged it up. The motor's running, but it ain't pumping. Started working then. I don't know why I had to finagle with it. Let's finish filling up the water down. Brody, what do you think about your new bait tank, son? That gonna work? We need to go get some of that butter bait and put in here. We'll go run our bait trap. Don't you? We have to get the chlorine out of this water first. So y'all, my little... Get the water hose cut off here. My little sticker things, y'all's already coming loose. So we're gonna have to do something different. I thought that was gonna work. See that? The glue's done come off of it. This one's done come loose and that one. So. But the good thing is you can slam that lid shut on that and it put it in that. You ain't cutting your air hose off. Look at that young. Now what's wrong with him? Y'all see that? What are you doing? Hey, ain't that a little nasty? You get out of there. You're getting soaking wet. All right, I'm gonna try to do this, y'all, one-handed. This is better bait. I'm gonna go ahead. We're gonna go run our bait traps. Brody's wanting to go check our bait traps. So we're not gonna gather up as much bait as we can get. Right there. So we're gonna put a little of this in the water as an experiment. All right, that's probably too much. Probably way too much. Turns blue, didn't it? Yeah, we put entirely too much, but that's all right. It'll get that chlorine out of that water. We're gonna let it run here for a little bit. What we filming with? Yeah. Roscoe likes it. Bait, we had to throw the cast net to get it. These bait tanks are on my buddy's property, and he don't care if I have on there, but somebody pulled all the traps out on the bank and opened them up, poured all our bait out. So we're gonna have to find somewhere else, but we got bait nevertheless. I threw the cast net and got it. I don't want all these leaves, so we got some shiners. The shiners is a lot like shad. They'll die really fast. Brim lasts a little longer. But the sun perch do the best. So we're gonna do an experiment with this and see. This water is very, very hot that I am dipping out of this in here. I mean, son, I done got them all. You over there dragging around. Here, you hold the net right here. Let me pour this water through it. Lay your stick down. That way if there's one in there, we'll catch it. What do you want? Oh. Alright, we'll see how long Brody find him a spear. And that spear tells me I don't think the guy that's got cows is the one fooling my tank. I think there was some kids come back here meddling around is what I think was fooling with my bait tank. I don't think any respectable adult would pull them out unless the cows was to have gotten into it and messed them up, which is possible. I'm not going to throw a fit yet. I'm going to just forgive and go on, but you ain't supposed to be tampering with other people's stuff. I'm going to leave them in here for a little while this evening because I want to know how it works. How well they live, if I got too much chlorine or whatnot. So we're going to park this somewhere, let it run a little while and see how long they live in there. We ain't got a lot of bait in it either. There's probably about 10 or 15 shiners in there and a few brim. 10 or 15 bait total. So now y'all, we got a way to keep our bait alive better, I think. Even in the back of the buggy when we go down there and want to fish for grinnell and use live bait, I can keep it alive. Or when we go to Tom Bigby start running jugs again, I can keep it alive there. Transporting live fish back and forth, use it for a live well when I'm grinnell fishing off the bank, keep my grinnell alive. So I think this is going to improve my fishing abilities a lot. So it's more than just, hey, I wanted a project to do, you know what I mean? I was losing bait in what I had, trying to cross a little old creek now without dumping everything out. See that? All right, I got one more little modification I'm gonna make right here, and yeah, I got cold, so I built me a fire. No, I gotta burn some garbage. Let me turn this right like this. Lifteth y'all uppeth, thereforth a little bit. All right, so I got my lithium battery. It's very light, you can tote it around anywhere. And I have to have the key on my buggy for this to run. Not to mention, I don't want to drain the battery even if it would run with the key off on it. So like right now, while it's just sitting here running, or while I want to have it somewhere else running, I am fixing to modify this, and I got to do that heat shrinking, but I want to make sure it works. That's what I want. So it'll turn your cooler blue, which we needed a blue cooler, don't y'all think? So, I mean, we got bait fish. Let's cut it off where we can see them. Oh, they down in there just swimming. Look at that. Shiners staying alive. They ain't nothing like being able to keep shiners alive. They usually die like shad right straight. So I want to, a catfish, I don't know if he's trying to get stuck under the pump over there. All right, so there's one more thing that I may modify in the future, and that is a filter system. However, I'm gonna run this, see how it works before I look into building me a filter system. And I may change and improve and modify some things as I use this. This is the first prototype I've built. There's YouTube videos all over YouTube on building stuff like this. I ain't the first person done it. I looked and seen other stuff, but these bilge pumps seem to work better for circulating that water and making air than just the little bubblers. I've been running them bubblers for a while. I got one out here in this tank, and I'm probably going to turn around and build me something like this to put out there, but on an AC system. The little pump that I've got just is struggling. I have to change it. I want an external, some kind of a better filter system out there. So anyway, thank y'all for watching Spirit of the Outdoors. Getting a live well / bait tank ready to go, because we've got a Bimini top, or Bimini, how do you say that? Somebody pronounce that for me. I ain't good with pronouncing stuff. To go on the War Eagle. It should be here this coming week, and we're gonna mount it, and me and Brody will be ready to face these hot temperatures to go back to Tom Bigby, start running limb lines and jugs. So now is the time of year to take your long vertical lines, drop them in them deep holes. So we're gonna fish with some of them, and play around here in the next couple of weeks with some catfish. And we still got a lot of ground fishing coming up. So thank y'all for watching Spirit of the Outdoors. Remember, the best way to do things is the way you like to do it. Come on. Come on. Where you at? So y'all, I had to get my helper to close the video out. Thank y'all for watching Spirit of the Outdoors. Remember, the best way to do things
is the way you like to do it.
We'll see y'all. Y'all have a good one. You at war? You got your hat on. Well, you got it on right this time.